channel, you know what you're about to watch, right? This video is specifically to answer to your question. You asked that how did I know that my husband is Mr. Right? How did I know that he is a husband material? In other words, in this video, I'll be giving you some key factors or key ways to choose a husband. Alright, if you're watching my channel for the first time, I'm Mommy Olive. My channel talks about relationship, marriage, cooking, lifestyle, and vlog. So if you want to know anything about that, you're definitely at the right channel, watching the right person, which is moi. Yeah, so do me a favor, hit the red subscribe button down there, join the Olivia's family, and give me a thumbs up. Also, let's meet in the comment section. Let me know how you knew that your husband is a husband material. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be choosing today. The first thing you need to consider, we all know that as a young girl growing, men will always come around to you, and some men will come around to you to ask you out, some will come around to flirt with you, and some will come for real business, which is marriage. But then how do you know that this man is a husband material? How do you know that this man is going to make a good husband? The first thing I need to advise all young single ladies to do is never you choose a husband based on his physical appearance or looks, because experience has proven that most men who look extremely cute and beautiful physically do not look that good inside. Don't get me wrong, I'm talking about the majority, I'm not talking about the minority. Your husband might be an exception, or your fiancé might be an exception, right? But we are talking about the majority. Most times, men who look so well attracted, so good looking, have nothing close to be good husband materials. So if you're choosing a life partner, because marriage is a lifetime engagement, look for someone beyond the physical appearance. When choosing a husband, choose that man who can support you. Choose the man who can sacrifice for you. Choose the man who will bring out the best of your own self. Choose that man who is going to encourage you. A husband material is not somebody who is going to down talk on you. It's not someone who is going to discourage you from attaining your dreams. It's not somebody who is going to drain you down. It's not somebody who will come to you and tell you lies just so you can borrow their money, just so you can invest in their business, so that tomorrow they will grow and keep you behind and get married to the next available beautiful girl around them. A husband material is that man who is ready to sacrifice. He has 1 franc, 1 yen, 1 Ghana cedi, or 1 naira. He's able to divide and give you a portion to save for tomorrow or to solve your own problems. It's not that person who is always going to bring burdens and problems to you for you to solve it. That's not a husband material. So when you're choosing a man whom you want to journey in this institute of marriage, look for someone who can support you. Look for someone who can encourage you. Look for somebody who can sacrifice for you. If they can't sacrifice for you, they can't encourage you, they can't bring out the best part of you, then that man is nothing close to a husband material. He's nothing close to that. Fact, or the third point is, look for a man who is God-fearing. Because if you marry somebody who has a cordial and a very straightforward relationship with God, that person will never hurt you. That person will never do anything to damage your integrity, anything to damage your life, your health, or whatsoever. The reason why you get married to the wrong person, or you get married to this man and he starts beating you up, toasting you up and down, and showing you lost concern and affection, is because that man doesn't even know of the existence of God. He doesn't even love God. He doesn't even know that there's something existing like God. His relationship with God is very parallel. Like, you can't even understand it. Go for a man who loves God. A man who knows that someone exists high above principalities. That someone is seated high above there, that is called God. Don't go pick out somebody because he has a good job, he's good looking, and he fuels your account every month with millions, with hundreds of thousands, and he buys you gifts, takes you to luxurious places, Las Vegas, Dubai, and all of that, and you think that, oh yeah, he's a husband material. But no, if a man doesn't love God, he can't love another person. He can't demonstrate the love. He can't. And remember, a man is made to love. The Bible says, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church. So if this man doesn't even love Christ, he doesn't even love God, he doesn't know the existence of God, what kind of love is he going to demonstrate towards you? That's the question you should be asking yourself. And if you think the way I am thinking, you get to understand that for a man to have a cordial and a frank relationship, a genuine relationship with God, and that for a man to love God automatically means that he would know how to express the love to the woman he chooses to get married to. Go for a man who is God-fearing, who fears God, who respects and honors God, because he will keep the word of God, and which is to love you. Criteria in choosing a husband or knowing that this man is a husband material is his maturity and understanding of what marriage is all about. Don't settle or choose a guy who is his mother's pet, because there are men like that. Don't choose a guy who says yes today and tomorrow he says no. Choose a man who is very matured. Maturity is not all about age. So many people confuse age or probably think age is being mature. You could be 50 years but still have the mindset of a kid or the reasoning capacity of a child. Same as you could be 25 and you reason way matured above your age mates and peers. So when you're sitting down, when you want to choose a husband, choose a man who is mature. Maturity is way far above age. It's not all about age. Maturity is your capacity to reason and handle issues well without breaking them. You don't solve a problem with another problem. That's not being matured. Maturity is letting go and moving ahead. Maturity is seeing the good in people than seeing the bad in them, than criticizing. You acknowledge, you appreciate, and you try to make it better than what it is or than what it looks like. That's maturity. So when you want a husband, when that man is proposing marriage to you, you have been in a relationship with him, right? So definitely you're going to know if he has a childish mindset, if he's matured, and if he understands the notion or the word marriage. Because marriage is all about commitment. It's not about beauty, it's not about the money, it's not about the children or whatever that comes with it. It's about commitment. Does that man understand the meaning of marriage, the word marriage? Is he ready to be committed to you? Is he ready to choose you over any other thing? Because if he still places his family, his mother, his job before you, his wife, then he isn't ready for marriage. If he doesn't know how to take a decision and stand by it, then he isn't mature. A man who is asking for your hand in marriage and you tell him, okay, give me some time to think, I'll give you the answer maybe next month or whenever, and he's okay by it, tells you take your time and calls you tomorrow to say, my mother is not okay with that. My mother says I should tell you to give the answer first. That kind of a man isn't matured at all. Because that means he can't take decisions of his own. And definitely he can't be a good husband. He can't even make it. And the last one, the last tip, the last secret of all is to know a husband material or to know who to choose for a husband is look for definitely that man who loves you genuinely without strings attached. Look for that man who loves you. Because the word of God says that husband loves your wife and wife submit to your husband. So you're not looking for that man that you so much love and you are panting over that you can't live without that whatsoever. No, that's not what you're looking for. Because the Bible doesn't command you, the woman, to love. It commands you to submit, to respect. That's why when you go back in the past, I our mothers, they never used to ask them their opinion about marriage. No. The man who is interested, come in, pay your dowry, and tell you that's your husband, you're going. Or if you are betrothed, the man and his family comes and pay when you are just too young. And when you grow to the mature age to move in, they just tell you that's your husband. So you grow with the notion of you're already married, that's your husband, and you go into the marriage. And guess what? Their marriage used to last for very long. But today, what's happening today? People get married, 3 months in marriage, you want a divorce. 1 year in marriage, you want a divorce. 2 weeks that you just got married, you want a divorce. Yet, this person, you have been dating him for 6 months, you have been dating for 1 year, you have been dating for years. Some people have even dated for 15 years, 12 years, got married and just barely a year, and you want a divorce. Can't you get it? What is destroying the marriages of this generation? You say, yes, you have known each other and everything, and yet you can't stay. But why were our parents, our great-grandmothers, our grandmothers, why were they able to stay in that marriage that they had no clue about our great-grandfathers or our grandfathers? And yet they were submissive, they were respectful, they were everything. They gave birth to children more than you and I today. Today you can't boast of a woman now who has 10 kids. But in the past it was a normal thing, 10, 15, 12. And they raised all of those kids. Guess what? They enjoyed their marriage together. In their poor states that they used to go to the farm, harvest their products, our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, they used to be very hunters or carpenters. They were living well with peace and love. What is happening? Today in our society, we've got all the money, we've got all the time to know the partners and everything. We've done all sorts of funny things and all of that, and yet we can't stay in the marriage. Why? Because we have miswrapped the consent. Wives, submit and respect your husband. I'm not saying that just meet somebody from nowhere and you just marry and say love is going to come. But what is killing us in this generation is, as a young girl, you have a man who is willing to die for you, who is willing to keep you as his queen. And you have another guy who you love so much, who you are able to die for. Instead of you to fulfill the word and get married to the one who is ready to do everything, you dump that one and you choose the one your heart is panting over. Guess what? When you finally get married to him, he has you over and over. He gets tired and exhausted. And he also goes to search for the one that he loves, that he will treat like a queen. That is what we now call side chick. At the end of the day, you get divorced or kicked out or even killed in the process of the marriage so he can move out. Go for a man who loves you over the man you love as a woman. Because we are emotional. It's very easy. I'm going to give you one little secret. It's very easy for a man to turn you on as a woman. To make you love him, it's very easy and it can work. But the other way around isn't that easy. To turn a man on and to make him love you genuinely and consistent, it's not as easy or a day's job. So you need to understand that if we don't get these facts clear in our minds and in our heads, we'll end up marrying the wrong people, the wrong persons over and over and over again. And that is what is repeating itself in this generation. Because we, the ladies, we want to go for that guy who is very sexy. We want to go for that guy who we love so much, who are proud to move. We want to go for that man who has already built a house, an empire, a car, and everything. You know what? You just want to go and sit as a mistress, as the queen, managing everything he has. Are you kidding me? Well, if it worked for you, then you are an exception. You are totally blessed. But the situation is not the same for many women out there. Don't get me wrong. You could get married to a very handsome man and he turns out to be a very good husband. Don't get me wrong. You could get married to somebody that you so much love and he turns out to be a very faithful husband to you, loves and respects you. Don't get me wrong. But we are talking about the majority and not the minority. Remember, the word of God cannot be changed. It's either you respect it, you obey it, or you don't, and you get doomed. So you already know, right, how to choose a husband. I guess from these 5 tips that I have given you here, you're going to be able to tell if that man who wants to engage you or marry you, or that boyfriend of yours, if he's a husband material and if he's going to make a good husband for you tomorrow. Alright? Don't drop the man who loves you, who can do everything for you, for the man you are craving for. It's just an issue of time for that person to unveil his real character. Alright? Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. From me to you is peace and love. And don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button down there. Give me a thumbs up and tell me in the comment section how you knew that your husband is Mr. Right.